I'd like to take a few moments today to look at a scripture that stuck out to me some time back in James chapter 1. James chapter 1, verse number 27. And it kind of brings us to what I've encountered throughout the years of ministry, that it seems to be a sort of an either-or mindset when it comes to what we focus on as a church or even individually. And so sometimes I've encountered thoughts where maybe the idea, that we could look at somebody that we disagree with, and at least in certain areas, and yet I've heard words like, but they really love you over there, or they really care about a person at that church. And so today I want to just look in the King James at verse 27. It says, pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this. And it gives two things, and sometimes, again, we look at them as an either or. To visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. And so today I want to just focus on the need to kind of unite those two together into a proper Christian walk, where we, first of all, what I would suggest to us in the first item there would be considered compassion, and the second aspect considered carefulness, and unite those two together so that we are a careful, compassionate Christian. And of course, as we think about Jesus, we know that he was careful and, of course, pure in everything that he did and said. But he also showed great compassion, whether it was for the sick, the various struggling ones, those who are bound by Satan, or even just those that were as sheep not having a shepherd. And so today I'd like us to recognize what I consider to be one of the most important words or principles in our Christian life, and that is balance. You and I have to be balanced Christians. And whereas some may emphasize a lot on the compassion side, and we focus on how much we need to help people and lift people up and encourage those who are struggling and reach out to those who are destitute or whatever. And those are important things. But then sometimes that gets separated from the carefulness that we need to show, or the way we need to live as a Christian. And so we need both of those. And while some may emphasize, let's show compassion toward the needy, that's important. But then if they leave off carefulness, they've missed half of this verse. On the other hand, if we are careful, but we never show compassion, then we also are lacking. And many times it comes down to one or the other. But this should not be an either-or proposition, but instead it should be both of them joined together in a great unity in the same way that Christ did, where, yes, he didn't put up with just carelessness, but he also did not want to lack in compassion. And of course, we know that's the heart of God anyway. And so both of those joined together, I believe that we need to take it to heart and really recognize, to be Christ-like, we need to follow both aspects of this verse. It says that it's pure religion and undefiled. So if we want to have true religion or a true relationship with God, then we must have both compassion and carefulness. And so today, just think about that a little bit. Let's not get off in either ditch, but instead that we would unite those thoughts together and say, Lord, help us to be careful, but full of compassion, no matter what the need may be. So often the issue, if we're going to reach people, it's not that we harp on just the carefulness, but that we have to show compassion as well. Many times you probably have heard the phrase as well, but it kind of goes back. I think there's a little poem that says something like, I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. And another aspect is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so both of those kind of going back to the same idea. We can talk all about carefulness, and I believe in it. We must be careful there. But we also have to go back to this issue of being compassionate as well.